You know how the girl them do. We are the Dance Body Man crew.
Today we're going to talk about the good girl and the wild one. Are you the good girl? Are you the wild one of the family? How would you relate to any of this? We're going to go really in depth with it and find out that they both exist in each one of us and so much more. So the Dalai Lama once said the world is going to be saved by women. And I truly believe that. But also I believe that before we save the world, we need to save ourselves. I did a fantastic online masterclass the other day on Women's Day to honor, International Women's Day, and we were talking about so many subjects. And at Dance Body Mind, we're really passionate about women and becoming empowered. And at one point, I remember mentioning, I was the wild one of the family. I was the wild one of the family, and all of a sudden, one after the other, were like, "Oh, I was the wild one too. I was the wild one too." And so I would like to talk about the wild girl and that good girl. I truly believe that both exist in each one of us. And when we mention the world, the wild one, I believe it's like a wake up call, a wake up call for that girl in each one of us, the artist, the one that was called crazy, the one that was called loud, the one that wanted to run wild in the park, the one that wanted to dance naked, the one that wanted to sing, the poet, the one that's been told to be silent because that's the only way you're going to get things done, the one that's been told that you're too big, you're too small, you're too loud, you're too crazy, the one that wanted to follow her heart and her instinct only, the one that rebelled against what everybody was telling her and instead choose to follow her instinct, the one that sacrificed her life for anybody else but herself. I believe that wild girl is that little girl in each one of us that at one point was told to be silent. At one point was told to, "You're crazy." At one point was told to, "Don't be too ambitious. Don't make artistic thing. Don't be too intelligent. Don't be too much so you may intimidate the guys, or the society is not going to really fit you in anywhere." So at one point, each one of us decided, do I survive and become the good girl? Do I fit in so that I can get something and become the good girl, the silent one, the domestic one, the one that do but not too much? Or do I go against everything and being called crazy? So it's a decision that at one point, that little girl in each one of us, and it could literally be since we were very, very little to a teenager, we decided at one point, I'm going to survive, fit into society, fit into a box, and do what is best for me to do, although inside of me there's another call happening. Or do I just go against everything and have that courage, but at the same being called names and being, categorized like the wild one, like the one that just doesn't listen, but still follow my heart and soul, risking to be again called and categorized in ways that it's not my true self. So both of us, the good girl and the wild one, at one point had to make a choice, but still part of a woman that just longed to be a self, a woman that had to make a decision because being our power, it's so scary because we can frighten and scare society all around us. Now, I believe in the power of a woman's body. In fact, I'm not the only one. Society, everybody believes in the power of a woman's body. I believe that our body can express, can become such a powerful source of our true self, can be the most powerful things that we have, so much so that society at one point has decided to distract us. So all of that dieting, that following, certain beauty rules that society imposed to us, that all of that following things to fit our body, they're just been a distraction from our power. I believe that being distracted and becoming hungry for food or for the latest fashion trend or for the latest something that will fit into something distracted us from our real hunger and thirst for our own source of creativity. So instead of being hungry for searching and being spiritually aligned and writing and speaking and being our true self, they've distracted us into dieting and a fashion trend, and we lost that source of who we truly are. So that wild girl, that little wild girl, is in each one of us, and there is a door that there's always something that opens the door to her. It could be you going by the water in the ocean and looking at the water and going, wow, this is me. Or it could be a wonderful song that's been played and that wild girl comes out like, this is me. So that good girl condition is gone because the music came, because the dance came, because the sea came, because a flower came, because you read a poem and it comes. That wild little girl is always ready to come out. There's always a door. There's always a scar in your body. There could be a scar in your body that will open the door to that little girl to come out. So if any of this resonate with you, and if you longing to sing, to write, to dance, to create a masterpiece, to go in nature, to run wild, that is your call for that little wild girl to come out, because never like now we need that woman's power. And it's a connection with our true self. It's nothing to do with the outside. It's nothing to do with society. It's not to get against anybody or in favoring anybody. It's about going home to what our true call in this planet is, because there's nothing more powerful than a woman in true connection with a real call. If a music plays and you're burning to get up and dance, do it. If a song is playing and you're burning to sing it loud to the deep up of your voice, do it. If you are by the sea or you're in the middle of the city and you need nature, take a train, take a car, go and run in nature. Go for that water, jump in the water, dance wild around the fire, go naked. That is your call to slowly and gently find your true self again. And there's nothing like arts and nature to really wake that little girl up. So do it now. Get up and dance. Go up and write that thing that you want to write. Keep that door open so you can open more and more and more. And that will bring out a light in you that can just spread around the world and make this world a better place. And that's how women together become so powerful, when we let that door open and leave that girl wild to explore and create beauty, arts, music, poem. Go out and do it, or dance with us, or come and watch us dance, or just go outside and do something that you're longing to do. Before leaving you, I would like to share with you a poem that one of the girls read in our International Women's Days masterclass, which is so powerful, and in regards of our ancestors and how we are the one, and we're doing things our ancestors couldn't even dream of, and it's so powerful. We are the granddaughters of those women that have been burned alive, and we can do so much if we just tune in our power and in our creativity. And I also wanted to read this poem that touches my heart and soul so much, and I wanted to bring it with you. I'm going to post on social media as well. And it's from S.C. Lowry. I'm going to share it here, the picture. And it goes, I started calling that girl back, the girl who loved living, the girl who danced instead of walking. The girl with sunflowers for eyes and fireworks in her soul. I started playing music again, hoping she would come out. I started looking for beautiful moments to experience so she would feel safe enough to show herself, because I knew she wasn't there. She needed my kindness and my effort, my courage to come to the surface again. To all the little girls, let them come out. See you to the next video.
Yeah, and Claudia, you know how you said I'm the first woman to like ever walk this path? It's so interesting because I have a poem here from this book that I wanted to share tonight in this
Please.
class. And it's, yeah, I'm just gonna read it and it will make sense.
Yes.
It's not long.
Oh, please read it longer. No, I love it.
It says, I am the first woman in my lineage with freedom of choice to craft her future whichever way I choose. Say what is on my mind when I want to, without the whip of the lash. There are hundreds of firsts that I am thankful for, that my mother and her mother did not have the privilege of feeling. What an honor to be the first woman to be the first woman who gets to taste her desires.
Ooh.
Yeah. No wonder I am starving to fill up this life. I have generations of bellies to eat for. The grandmothers must be howling with laughter, huddled around a mud stove in the afterlife, sipping on chai. How wild it must be for them to see one of their own living so boldly.
Girls, we need to do this once a month.
And I love that because it
Oh
really,
my God.
like my if I think of like all the women in my life before me, like wow, like they must be looking down and really thinking, living through me, because I feel them living through me. Like I feel like all those risks that I took, all that confidence, the first time I'm an actress, I got on stage, and no woman ever got to experience that. No one. People, all my ancestors at my age were having 3-4 children.
Oh my God, this is so powerful.
And they